And Master Silva, if you could please go ahead and record this for us. All right, everyone able to see my screen? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so this is a series that I did, probably about 3-4 months back. But I feel like this is an extremely important topic and extremely important features that need to be built and activated in every Rainmaker's account. Being able to have the ability to fully close someone online without you having to be present is huge. Especially today, most people are, when they're on the internet and they're searching, Googling, it's usually they're laying in bed, 10 o'clock, something like that. So you want to be able to get a full commitment out of them during those hours if you're not able to, be in contact with them. If you don't have someone that can call, give them a call when they, when they opt in at 10:30 at night, we need to have something to get them to commit so they don't go ahead and move on in their Google search and go to your competitor. Okay. So this is really, really important. So we're just going to kind of talk about strategies on how to set this up. And then we'll go ahead and we'll implement the first step of getting it set up, which is the most simple part. It's just making tags to stay organized. Okay. So just to reiterate the path, what this is them going to your website. They see the opt-in form just like this. We can put this on your website and they go ahead and they opt in, and then we take them over to a profit generator, which is your online registration for the trial. So that way, because once they've opted in, they're now prospecting your Rainmaker account. So if they fill this out and submit it, they'll now be a trial member in your account, and you can choose whatever you want. If you do a paid trial, you can go ahead and put in that $99, $49, whatever it might be, and it'll go ahead and take that payment. If you do a free class, free couple classes, you can make this free and go ahead and have them register. So after they go ahead and register for your trial, then we can take them to go ahead and book their first class. And that is huge because, one, we've already got their commitment, so we don't have to worry about them, immediately going back to the Google search and going ahead and clicking on your competitor. And now we can go ahead and book their first class, which even seals them in even more. And then it helps save you time. The amount of time everyone probably spends a day just trying to call these leads and opt-ins and people who've purchased trials to get them to book their first class, to get them to come in. There's a lot of time that goes into that, and people just don't tend to answer the phone, as much as they used to. So this really helps. It immediately pulls up. It shows all of the available appointments that you have in your Rainmaker appointment book. You tell Rainmaker, hey, we do our intro lessons Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do one at 5:30. We do one at 4 o'clock. So it knows all your available times, and then you can put however many that you want at that slot. So it knows, that, hey, you can only have one, you can only have 3, so that it doesn't matter if you do a group intro or a private intro. You can make sure that you're not double booking anything, and they're able to go ahead and pick it. All they do, it's real simple. They just click when they see this. They just click on which one works best for them, and then it's immediately booked. Just one click, and that available appointment in your appointment book now is booked with all their information on it. But even from there, the next step is your waiver. So after they went ahead and booked their next class, there's a continue button that they click, and it pulls up your waiver. You can ask any questions that you want on this waiver. So you can really duplicate whatever kind of intake form you currently use paper in your dojo, and you can make an online version of it, and it'll take them to it, have them fill it out and sign it. So if they're on their phone, tablet, computer, they can fill it out and sign it. If it's touchscreen, they can use their finger. If it's not, they can use the mouse to sign it. And that'll save also on their profile for any reason. If you ever need to pull it up and view it, print it, maybe go ahead and send it off in an email, you can go ahead and do it. It's already there. So you're completely digital, paperless, streamlined there. Another big reason you want to do this, it's one last thing that these people have to do when they come in for their first class. They can come in and you can go ahead and start their intro lesson. You don't have to waste any time doing paperwork because, they either showed up, on time, late, and so you already cut into time that you can to really sell yourself and what you can do for them. Okay. Now, another big thing is reminding them of these appointments once they're set. So this person is already fully done, signed up, and they're ready for their trial because they opted in, they're registered for the trial, they already booked their first class, they signed their waiver, they're ready to go. So next thing that we got to do is remind them about coming in. So we can automatically remind them via emails, text messages. Texting works the best. Okay. Now I know there's a lot of people, I hate getting text messages from companies. Well, with texting, it is expected today if you have an appointment. Now, if you're texting about a special offer on a new t-shirt, that's different. But it is now commonly expected. If you make an appointment with someone, you're going to get a text message reminder about it. And so just like a little example here, this is Mike's Martial Arts reminding you of your appointment tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. It says, thank you, see you then. All right, it's that simple. This will really help your show rates for your intro lessons. If you're not doing this, this will really, really help those show rates. Also, one thing with it, it's going to help you open up available spots back open because there's a lot of people that don't show up and don't bother to give you a call or anything to let you know that they're not coming. When you text them, they're more likely, if they're not going to come, to text you back, let you know, hey, I'm actually not going to be able to make it tomorrow. And then you can go ahead and try to reschedule them. All right. So you're able to open that back up, not wasting any of your time. And then you immediately are in contact with them so you can go ahead and reschedule that. So it's super, super important. So this whole process here, we'll go over on how to get it all set up. Because also there's one last step with it, and that's flows. So we might have someone that just did not fully go through everything. So they opted in, but once they got to your trial registration page, they didn't fill it out and they didn't register for the trial. Okay, so now we just have a lead, and we do not have them on a trial. We don't have their commitment booked, anything like that. So flows, what they do is help keep you organized and help keep you actively marketing these people, okay? Because studies show that when people go on to look to buy something, 15% are ready to buy now, 85% will buy from you, just it's going to be later. So you need to be actively marketing them. Any kind of systems that you already have set up, day one, I like to have a staff member give them a call. Day two, I usually send them an email, maybe text them, on day three. Any kind of task that you have the team do, you can allow flows to help you automate that and keep track of it and make sure those systems are happening. You can have that email automatically sent on the day you want it, that text message sent on the day you want it. If you if you have someone give them a call on a specific day, you can have the flow remind that employee to do it. So if, day one that you want you need a staff member to give them a call, well, they came in, they opted in, they're a prospect, and now the flow is going to automatically tell that staff member, hey, this is a new prospect, go ahead and give them a phone call. And then you as an owner for checks and balances as well have an area to look into your Rainmaker account to be able to see who's done what. Because when you get that reminder that you need to give them a phone call, you can check off that you completed it. And so then you as an owner can look, okay, they checked off that they gave them a phone call, or you look at it and it's 7:00 and you see that hasn't been checked off. You can go ahead and let them know, hey, did you give this person a call? I don't see it checked off. Oh, I forgot about that. Let me go and do it. So it's really good about checks and balances, making sure these different processes are done. Also, it's really easy during the hustle and bustle of the day, to forget about doing some of these things. So in the Rainmaker, they see their tasks that they have for the day, but you can also make sure that they're emailed, and your staff members also send a text message, even if you want, to remind them that, hey, you've got this task. So there's a couple different things to help make sure that all these processes are happening and that everyone is being followed up with the way that you want them followed up with. You spend all the money you do in marketing to get these leads, get them onto your website, and get them to purchase these things. So you don't want anyone to fall through the cracks and not follow up with them. So flows are a really, really great process to ensure that this happens, okay? So with that being said, the next thing that I want to go into is the strategy that you need to go ahead and make when you're going to set this up on your website. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use William Pierce's website as my little guinea pig here. So when we're setting this up, we have to decide where we're putting these opt-in forms, okay? Now, we can put an opt-in form on the home page, but the deal is if you put an opt-in form on the home page, we don't know what they were interested in. That is just a general spot of no interest on your page, okay? So if you have many different programs, different styles that you teach, if you just have them opt in there, we don't know that they were interested in kids martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, what they were interested in. So making sure that you actually have them go to program-specific pages and then opt in from there will allow you to keep your leads organized. So that way, when they do opt in, you know exactly what profit generator to show them, for that special. You also know exactly what schedule of appointments need to be shown to them, because you might do different times for the intro lessons with kids martial arts versus the Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And so you need to be able to show them the right times for them to be able to schedule. So if you allow them to opt in on the homepage, you're not able to do that and stay as organized as possible. Also, with this, if you have it to where they can opt in on like a general page, like the homepage.
Mike.
Yeah.
Are you showing William's screen?
Yeah. Are you not able to see it?
No, because you didn't close the last one.
Oh, that's because I had it on window. But don't worry, I wasn't moving around on the page. You didn't miss anything. So let me just hit stop share on that. And let's pull it up. Appreciate you stopping me there. All right, share screen. All right, we all see it now? Thumbs up? All right, good. So where I was going at it, so another reason why you want to have your opt-in forms on program specific pages on your website is because of flows. So in that case where the person opted in and they did not register for your trial, when you're marketing them, you need to know what they're interested in. It's going to make it a lot easier. It's using, a sniper rifle, knowing exactly what they're interested in. If you don't know what they're interested in, then in your emails and all your marketing that you're doing, you're having to be very general about things. This is what we have going on in our kids martial arts program. This is what we have going on in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So if you know their interest, it's going to make it a lot easier. So before you go to set up the path, it's good to take a look at your website. And if you need to make changes to make it to where you only are going to be doing opt-in pages on program pages, you can go ahead and make that change. All right. So if you see on Williams, here, he doesn't have an opt-in. Now it says CR, schedule and trial offer. They click that. So this right here, this would be, this looks like this would be general. Let me just test it out real quick. Let's turn that off. So this immediately takes them into registering for summer classes, reserve your trial space, and takes them to a PG. Sorry, he sold out of it. So he's already sold all his spots for summer classes. All right. So with this, I wouldn't have, me personally just staying organized and just talking about staying organized. If I had something like this, I would more first take them to a page where now they choose between kids martial arts, adult martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and then it takes them to that page and it has the opt-in there. After they opt in, it takes them to the PG. So I hope that makes sense on making the strategy for it. So that way we know their interest. We know what offer to show them to sell them. We know how to follow up with them with marketing, what classes to display to them to sign up for their first class, all of it. So when you are going through your website, if you have any questions about what you should do on it, or need any advice, do not hesitate to get a hold of me or anyone in the in the client support team. We deal with this all the time. Jump in there, hit that need help button, hit live help, and ask us. We'll gladly go to your website, take a look, and give you advice on how to go ahead and set that up to make sure that you're getting the path and using it to its full potential. Okay? So with that being said, this is the first step of action into building the path. And that is simply just making tags. And this is how Rainmaker knows what they are interested in. So all you do is go to settings at the top toolbar, click on tags, and then you go ahead and you start making your tags. So what you would do is if I had a website and I had, let's say I do adult martial arts, I do kids martial arts, and then I also have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu program. So if I have those 3 programs, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 tags for that. I'm going to have my adult martial arts tag, my kids martial arts tag, and my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tag. Okay? So with that, I'm going to also make 3 web forms, one for each one of those. And with those web forms, I'm going to tell it, hey, if they opt in on this form, you're going to give them the kids martial arts tag, or you're going to give them the adult martial arts tag. So that way I know exactly what they're interested in and be able to do all these things that we talked about. Okay. Now, again, when you're going through these steps, you have any questions on what you should do, hit that need help, hit live help, let us know. We're here to help you out. Okay. So that's all I have for you today on number 1 for the new series, The Path. Okay. So just a recap, make sure that you look through your website, go ahead and make a plan as far as, all right, I'm going to have my opt-in forms on these pages so that way I know their exact interest, and then come in here and make tags for each one of those pages, because we'll put a different form on each page to keep it all organized. Does anybody have any questions for me on this?
Yeah. Hey, Mike, what about